was ripped off to shit back in the 90s. Hi, I'm Saron, mediocre fan dubber extraordinaire. I have been a Sonic fan since 2010, and let me tell ya, that was a weird time to start being a fan. But I still love this franchise all the same. But back in the 90s, Sonic was all the rage. He was cool and edgy in a time when being called those things was actually good, and not something to be mocked about. And since he was the new hot thing, it's not surprising that some people wanted some of that cool edgy cake. And that's when clones came into being. Now, I'm not saying that being a clone is bad. You can be a clone and still have your own flavor. But some of these guys take a bit too much inspiration from the blue blur. Which is why I'm gonna talk about 8 Sonic clones. Also, they should go without mention, but I'm not gonna be talking about Freedom Planet and Sparks, since they're homages and not clones. Something that apparently stupid people don't know. Alright, let's get started. Coming in at number 8, it's everyone's favorite Scaly, Spyro the Dragon. Now, I know I just lost like 80% of you by implying that this is a clone of this. But stick around for a bit and maybe you'll see what I mean. Sonic was by far the most famous animal mascot back in the 90s, apparently even surpassing Mickey Mouse. Back in the day, there really wasn't a character like Sonic, in design, personality, and concept-wise. And something that everybody and their mother tried to replicate was Sonic's "too cool for school" attitude. It was so bad that even Yogi Bear tried to be a rat lad and failed miserably. And that's where Spyro comes into play. Specifically, PlayStation 1 Spyro. Now, you can argue that being radical isn't a Sonic trademark, and that's true. But when you put both Sonic and Spyro side by side, you can kinda see some glaring similarities in the personality department.
Spyro the Dragon, you've defeated Ganasty Ganork, collected the dragon eggs, saved all the dragons, and recovered every bit of treasure in the Dragon Kingdom. How do you feel?
I feel fired up, Bob. And I'm happy for the Dragon World, of course. I certainly wouldn't want to spend the rest of my Dragon days butting heads with Nasty Nork and his weird minions.
What's a minion?
Never mind.
Whoa, rough landing. Hi, which way's the... beach? Hey, stop staring. Haven't you guys ever seen a dragon before?
You're a dragon?
You got a problem with that, pussycat?
Oh, hello. We didn't get a chance to introduce ourselves before. My name is Alora.
Hi, I'm Spyro. What are you, some kind of goat?
I'm a fawn, you dork.
Oh, sorry.
Now, you're probably calling me Plastic Man right about now due to all the stretching I'm doing, which is good, because you're absolutely right. Spyro is too original concept-wise to be called a Sonic clone, which is why he's so low. But the fact that he's a tubular anthropomorphic animal is why he's on the list. Besides, he isn't the biggest clone Sony made. Nah, that is actually number 7. Ah shit! It's Crash Bandicoot, everybody! While Spyro was inspired by Sonic's rad lad attitude, Crash was inspired by Sonic's concept, and a few other things. Let's list them all, shall we? An anthropomorphic animal fighting an evil scientist to save a bunch of critters, introducing a genius sidekick in the sequel, introducing a character that starts off as an antagonist only to later become one of his besties, and finally, introducing a girl that is in love with him only to be rejected at the end. It's a bit hard not to see the similarities with this one, I'm gonna be honest. Not only that, but Crash's engine was originally called Sonic's Ass. Don't believe me? Here's Cadicarus making a silly voice explaining it.
Fun fact, did you know Sonic's ass? Okay, the game is called the fucking Sonic's Ass Gaming Production because you'd be playing the quintessential ideas of a 2D game from behind the perspective of the main character who everyone knows this. Everyone's talked about it, even I talked about it on my first video on Crash Bandicoot, and then I talked about it a fucking game on Digital Gaming, so basically you need to get off my case and get me out of this fucking well. I'm stuck, that's why there's an echo in here all the time. Help me, I'm desperate and I'm hungry for dinner. How about fish and chips? Did you also know Crash's original name was Willy Wombat?
How sad is it that Sony had to rip off Sonic not once, but twice, to be on par with Nintendo? Well, luckily for Sony, both of their mascots got on, everybody loved them, and they went on to be neglected for years to come, only to be brought back when Activision was starting to lose money. Truly a legacy worth remembering, which sadly can't be said for the rest of—
What could we go
Oh
wrong?
my god! Oh, Bubsy. While Spyro and Crash went on to become gaming icons, Bubsy was one of the first instances of copying gone really badly. He tried so hard to be Sonic, he overdid it and was just annoying and very tiring to listen to. So basically what Sonic became after Sonic Colors. I'm only kidding, but seriously, Roger, buddy, dial it back a bit.
Baldy nose hair! That's the best thing I've heard all day!
Oh, great! See, Infinite, now we're getting to know each other. So, what's your favorite color? Do you like long, romantic walks on the beach? What's the source of your power? You can skip the first two questions if you like.
No copyright law in the universe is going to stop me!
Bubsy was one of the first characters I've seen copy Sonic's trademark Uni-Eye. You know that thing that everybody seems to always bring up when describing Sonic? Yeah. Bubsy went on to become the protagonist of 3 obnoxious 2D platformers, one of the worst 3D platformers and just games ever made, and finally returned back in 2017. The same year Sonic, Crash, Mario, and Zelda all got new games. And he was also sporting a revamped new design very similar to Sonic's once more. I gotta say, for an obnoxious clone, I can't really say I hate Bubsy. To me, he's like a very try-hard clone of Sonic that just can't seem to pull off Sonic's charm. And I think that's endearing in a weird way. And hey, at least he had this thing called a personality, which sadly can't be said about the next character.
Yarr! Shiver me timbers, lads. We got a pirate on the loose.
Out of all the characters in this list, nobody came as close to Sonic's gameplay than the game High Seas Havoc. A game that I actually recommend you to play since, well, it's a good game. That being said, look at these characters! Jesus Christ! Okay, so we got Sonic as a seal, who is basically Tails but as a baby seal, and oh my god, Amy! And look! This game released a month before Sonic CD. What the fuck? How? And how did these people know what Amy would look like in 5 years? The game's plot is whatever. An evil pirate guy steals Amy and what is basically baby sea Tails, and it's up to Sonic the Seal to save them. Nothing really of note. Oh my god, Rystar? What are you doing here? Your game comes out in 2 years. How is this game predicting everything that Sega is going to do?
You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you since I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it?
Come one, come all, before your very eyes, the one and only Aero the Acro. Oh shit. Okay, now shit's about to go crazy here. So for those who don't know who this gross abomination is, this is Aero the Acro-bat, protagonist of the game of the same name, published by Sunsoft and developed by Iguana Entertainment. So, you know how people like to say that Sonic games sometimes have weird plots? Well, strap the fuck in, cause listen to this. So, Aero here lives and works at a circus. Alright, everything fine there. But one day, an industrialist and ex-clown called Edgar Hector decides to shut down the circus. Alright, already went crazy, but makes sense, okay? So then Edgar, with the help of Zero, the kamikaze squirrel, and this is when the game was sent to the insane asylum and given meds. 1 year later, it recovered, only to have a relapse 5 seconds later. I joke, but seriously, this game is absolutely insane. It's one of those games that you can't believe has a story, and when you look into it, you start to wonder what drugs were the people making this game on. I mean, for fuck's sake, Aero attacks people like the Emperor in episode 3.
It's treason, then.
The first game was way too long, isn't really that fun, and it was very mediocre. The second game was a surprising improvement over the first. Better graphics, better gameplay, and even more insane plot. Okay, so at the end of the first game, you beat Edgar and push him off a ceiling, only to be saved by... Zero, the kamikaze squirrel. And then he puts the dreaded B plan into motion, which involves kidnapping all the circus performers all over the world. Yep! Oh hey, Rouge made an appearance. Man, what is it with these clones predicting future Sonic characters? Maybe Sega is the one copying them. Nevertheless, Aero the Acro-bat is one of the more insane clones in this list, and that's why he is one of my favorites. And hey, look at how the Japanese version looks, it's adorable! Which sadly can't be said about... Insert "that's racist" joke here. Okay, so you know how Shadow was a popular character and he managed to get his own game? He wasn't the first one to do so, but whatever. Well, Zero managed to do that too, and it's So, in the middle of Aero the Acro-bat 2, yes, this is a shared universe now, Marvel watch out, Zero gets a telegram from Amy, saying that his homeland is being destroyed by Lumberjack Jocks Lashits, so he has to stop being an evil minion and stop him. Edgar tells him that he's making a mistake, but Zero tells him to stop it. This game is... interesting. It's a 2D platformer where you can fall. With style! You can throw shurikens at people, or you can hit them with nunchucks. It's a pretty decent game actually. The ending of this game is so out of nowhere, I don't dare to spoil it. For real, go play Zero and Aero 2 if you're interested. They're pretty decent platformers for the times. What I don't recommend you to play, however, is... Suck it. Okay, they didn't even try with this one. Look at this. Look at how it looks. This is just dead-ass Sonic. It borrows a lot from the blue blur, like the importance to go fast, areas where you run fast, labyrinth zones, the fucking So the plot of this one is, Socket, or Minute in the Japanese version, is a time-traveling duck that was hired to stop an evil time-traveling overlord. Or at least that's what this site tells me, because I have no fucking idea what's going on. The game has this energy meter thing that has to be recharged as you play by picking up electricity. Otherwise, Socket dies. So he is an electrical duck. Hey, wait a minute. Then why does he deploy all his energy when he finishes a level? You're gonna die, dude! This game isn't that fun, honestly. It's a bare-bones platformer that doesn't have much to say, I'll be real with you. Socket has Havoc syndrome, where he doesn't really say anything. But hey, at least Havoc could fucking emote. At the end of his adventure, he goes inside a pod. Never took him out again, cause this game had awful reviews. Sleep well, my prince. I might. Look at this mongrel. So you know how I said that Sonic was ripped off back in the 90s? Well, turns out this wanka showed late to the party. This is Ty, probably the most chaotic character in this video. And with all the other dickheads I showed you in this video, you know I ain't fucking with you. So Ty here has some interesting stories to tell in his 4 games. But I won't get into that and just point out shit as I see it. Ty is Sonic with them green eyes and attitude. Boss Cass is just Eggman. The first game had 5 talismans, so basically the Chaos Emeralds. Straight up Metal Sonic, who ends up doing nothing in the following games. Shaza is just Amy and Tails mixed into one. Sly is Shadow with the edgy attitude and him being a bad guy working for Boss at first. Ty uses the humming attack, his species is just the Echidnas, and fucking Rouge is a lizard now. Blimey. The other games had some, even a lot of inspiration from Sonic. But this bludger just took half the cast, a power, and fucking plot points. You know, there's this commercial for Ty that shows Crash, Spyro, and even Sonic in the hospital. Probably cause Ty beat the shit out of them. Well, where's Ty now? Oh yeah, he's fucking dead. Rest in peace, Ty. You had 1 okay game and 3 mediocre games. You were truly gaming's finest. And that was my Sonic Clones video. I know it ain't me doing funny voices with my friends, but I hope you all enjoyed it. If you liked it, drop a like, and maybe even subscribe to the channel. I'll be experimenting a bit with my next video, so try to bear with me, okay? This has been Zeron Blaster, and I'll see you all next time.